We haven't really gone through too much of the Nokia angle because a majority, it seems, 2/3 of these cuts are going to come from that division. What does that tell you about this unit, Cory?
Well, you know, when Microsoft acquired Nokia, they talked about really big cuts they'd be able to make in the business. I think they talked about $600 million, and they could take out of that business. So a lot of that is this. I mean, you know, first of all, 18,000 people are going to lose their jobs, and that's a really difficult thing for at least 18,000 families. And it's you know, I know a lot of people who work at Microsoft, so it bums me out a little bit. But you know, I think that one of the interesting things, you know, we talk about is sort of on a macro sense about a kind of what's going on at Microsoft and the ways that Satya Nadella is changing that company. You know, he's beginning to put his stamp on things. I've met with people in the sales side of the organization in the last week or so, and they've talked about how they've actually had some beneficial, helpful direction and the ability to sell the things that they want to sell and the ability to offer their customers what they want to offer. The Microsoft 360, their sort of cloud-based offering of old Microsoft stuff, right, of Microsoft Office and things, has been a very successful effort, is beginning to be successful in the enterprise, and reorganizing the company around this sort of cloud-based software as a service offering, and away from the sort of sell it once and revisit it every 3 years that was, you know, Microsoft Windows and Microsoft Office.
How do you think shareholders are going to react to this, Cory?
You know, so let's go much bigger and go macro. I mean, when we talk a lot about what's going on in our economy, we talk about this jobless recovery. Microsoft's up against a new set of competitors in a lot of ways. Companies like Facebook, Google, with whom they've been competing for some time, Salesforce. These are companies that don't have the same size of a staff that Microsoft's traditional competitors like Oracle have always had. So they're companies with much smaller number of employees and a lot more revenues per employee. And so Microsoft's up against that from a cost basis. Yes, it's a business with a lot of gross margins, but you look at revenue per employee and you see companies like, you know, like Facebook and even Google, even Apple, where Apple's doing $2 million in revenue per employee. It's a very different competitive set than Microsoft's used to competing against. You can kind of see them re-architecting themselves to go against those new competitors.